Trade union NEHAWU is currently hosting a national bargaining conference in Boksburg. The conference will be addressed by the ANC, SACP, COSATU, and also the Minister of Public Administration. Here's Katlego Legodi with an update for us this hour. So, Katlego, we are told that this conference will evaluate NEHAWU's, collective bargaining approach.
A very good morning to you, Mkolisi, and to our viewers at home. NEHAWU already this morning just talking about concerns that have been ongoing in terms of the struggles that workers have really been subjected to over time. The last time that we saw a similar gathering or a seating, we are told, was in 2013. So since then, a lot has moved, and we see NEHAWU today gathering around 300 of their leaders to really take stock of where the workers find themselves, but also to strategize. Mkolisi, this would be a session whereby they come through with strategies to strengthen the collective bargaining process. Again, they are worried about austerity measures, challenges around the tariffs, for instance, already coming under the spotlight. We see the president also talking about the national dialogue and where the country finds itself in terms of their workers. NEHAWU organizing policy in the education, in the health sector, and you can imagine that those are the spaces whereby they've over time complained about austerity measures that would hamper the delivery of services. I'm going to bring into the conversation with us this morning the NEHAWU president, Mr. Mike Shingange, who'll just give us a sense of really this gathering here today and really meeting at a time when we are really navigating a stagnant economy and the workers have been in the receiving end on most of these issues. Welcome to the SABC. Give us a sense of how we find ourselves here today.
Thank you very much. Greetings to you and the viewers. Of course, we find ourselves here, like you in your intro you said, to try and develop new strategies on how workers can adapt and survive. Because the way the world of change is changing, the way the economy is restructuring across, the way there's a lot of informalization, and the way there's a lot of attempt to amend the labor relations dispensations to strip off the protections of the workers. It needs the unions in our daytime to adapt and make sure that they adapt to the new changes and also they defend their members. So that's why we are here.
What worries you the most? Because we know very well that more than ever we've seen, for instance, the workers even threatening to go into the streets to defend themselves in terms of some of the issues that they're experiencing over time. From the floor, what is already coming through, and what are some of those issues that we'll see you strategizing to address going forward?
You see, that's why our conference is called Organizing Collective Service and Collective Bargaining. So it's not just about collective bargaining per se. It's also about strengthening ourselves as an organization so that we are fit for purpose, so that we can be on par on the challenges that workers are going to face. So part of the strategy is to really how best do we organize ourselves, do we strengthen ourselves, do we unite ourselves first, that's now, but also unite ourselves with other trade union movement so that collectively we can be able to fight the onslaughts. What we're also trying to ensure that doesn't happen to us moving forward is that every time there is a problem in society or in the country, in the particular in the South African context, workers happen to be the one who are supposed to pay for the sins that they did not commit. So if you talk about the shrinking economy, you talk about the changing of the workplace, it is always the workers, particularly the public sector's workers, that the employers go to in order to take even more from them and pay them less in order to direct the money somewhere else. So there's no changes that can be accepted by us that must leave workers and their families worse off because of things are changing, the economy is expanding or is shrinking. We can't have that. So that's one thing that worries us most, that at no point that the bosses in general find themselves in trouble did not run to workers to punish them for the trouble they've caused them and the trouble that the workers did not cause.
The geopolitics and the tariffs, how are they affecting you as a labor union? We've seen you touch at length around some of the issues that are already creeping up, the issue of job security.
Of course, once we have got this crazy tariffs that South Africa is going to be slapped by from Trump, the economy is going to be difficult. Surely taxes are going to rise, and it means the cost of living is going to be up. And because the wages of workers across the sectors is declining, it means it's going to be hard for workers to go by in this country. And of course, there's those companies that are found here in South Africa who rely on the export and import exchanges that are going to be affected. They are going to be forced to reduce workers. Some of them are going to be forced to close shops. And we can't have that. That's why we're making a call that we can't leave that thing to government. In this instance, we're joining our government. We're mobilizing all of the workers and the working class to ensure that it can't be the trade and industry and the competition department only, or the Department of International Relations that are left to defend the sovereignty of the country. We are mobilizing. We think that this, as workers, we must take it as our struggle too, because it's a struggle for survival of majority of our communities and their families.
I have to let you go, but the national dialogue?
What about it?
What is your view on it?
Well, it's going on. Our view is that workers must be vigilant, Katlego. It's not a neutral, class-neutral space. It's a contested terrain. People who have lost ideas when the elections were taking place, when their manifestos were not accepted, people who lost the parliamentary processes will want to use the national dialogue to reverse some of the transformative gains that we have attained so far. Our view was that we were supposed to go to that national dialogue and review and assess the extent to which we have implemented the Freedom Charter that the South African people from the inception said this is the kind of South Africa they want, not to reinvent the wheel of the things that we already know that we have not achieved the implementation. We just take stock and then see how do we accelerate the implementation, not to invent a new one. But it's going, we're going to participate in it because we need to guard that space. If we are not there, we're going to come out with the South Africa we don't want. We're going to come out with the South Africa that other people want, but not the working class want, because it's not a class neutral or a political neutral space, that dialogue.
All right, Mr. Mike Shingange, thank you very much, sir, for your time. Is coming through as the president of NEHAWU, and they are strategizing policy. After these 3 days, they'll come through with ways in terms of how they fight, how they move, but more than anything else, how they reimagine the labor space going into the future.